Well, Paris from the Eland Valley. Back to you guys in that stuffy old studio.
We're very envious, John. Stay with us for just a moment, because you mentioned you stayed out the night. Phoebe, you were with John.
I was indeed.
Are you in the Bothy?
I was in the Bothy.
It's the cameraman and you and so
Simon, yeah.
Does John snore? I just got to clear this up straight away.
Oh, I don't know whether I should admit it. I don't know whether I should admit it, John.
Well, if you're going to admit it, then you shouldn't. The implications
It's against the Bothy code, Phoebe, isn't it, to tell tales?
I can't break the code.
What happens in the Bothy stays in the Bothy.
Exactly.
Okay, John.
Yep.
Thank you very much, John. So, I mean, that's part of the point, and the shared space is part of the fun of it, isn't it?
It is, because you can't book a Bothy. So when you go, you're turning up hoping either there's room for you, or you might get it to yourself, you might get a big group of people. I stayed there one time and crashed a stag party. That was a very interesting experience, but they were lovely guys. It ended up clearing out one of the rooms, so I had my own room. And I've been there and been completely by myself for the night, so you just never know what you're going to get, which is sort of wonderful, I think.
John alluded in his piece that if the Bothy was full, you could be turned away. Is that part of the code?
No, the code really is there's always room in the Bothy, especially because sometimes people can turn up because they've intended to wild camp somewhere and the weather's turned and they've thought, actually, I'm going to go find the Bothy. So really, people are very friendly and very generous, and they do tend to make room for you.
And in the network, there are, the Bothy, the management Bothy.
Yeah, the MBA network. Yeah.
How many? There are 100?
101 at the moment.
And you've stayed in?
About 50 of them.
And are they easy to find?
Fairly easy to find. If you're happy reading an OS map, I would say is one of the things. We've got great mapping, but sometimes the beauty with Bothies is some of them that I found I've just kind of stumbled upon while I'm out for a walk anyway, and then thought, right, I'm definitely going to come back here. And again, that's kind of the beauty of it.
Now, the one that we featured and that you and John stayed in was. Well, I mean, when we all looked at it, we thought, that's smart.
Oh, that's
you know, a fancy new roof and a little fire and everything. I assume they're not all like that.
They're not all like that. Quite a lot do have the fire, do have the stoves now, which is good, but some of them don't. And some of them are a lot less. That one looks brand new. I have to say, when I went in, I was sort of in awe of it. Some of them don't have sleeping platforms, which were the raised wooden platforms that we slept on, and so you really don't know what you're going to get. It is like camping. You have to think of it like camping, and I always take a tent or a bivvy bag with me, just in case it's full, or just in case I get there and I think, actually, I think it's a beautiful night, I'd rather stay outside.
This one looks amazing.
This is on the Isle of Skye. This one's called the Lookout. And the view you get, you can see at the front of the window, you get a 180-degree panorama, basically, and you can sometimes spot whales from there. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, I think.
Well, I mean, looking at that and the way the policy works of just turning up, why would you leave? I mean,
well, in the Bothy Code, you're supposed to stay no more than 2 nights. And people genuinely don't. I mean, it's a great and very uniquely British system that it's free to use, and it's all run on trust, all run by volunteers and funded by donation. It's a wonderful British institution, and long may it reign.
And this one's in Balmoral, and this looks probably a bit more simple.
Now, this used to be one of the coldest in the network. This is called Geldershiel Stable, and it's actually Queen Victoria's former stables. It was absolutely freezing when I stayed there last, but recently, in May I believe, they did a refurb, and they insulated the walls, put in a stove, and the Queen a few years ago actually paid for the toilet to be installed. So there's a flush toilet. When I say flush, you have to get the bucket, fill it, and manually flush it, but that is luxurious in Bothy terms, let me tell you.
Are you staying in one this weekend, or is it?
Oh, if I can. I always do if I can, yeah.
You're genuinely excited about staying in Bothy,
I love them. I love them. I love the way you can't plan anything with them. I love that they take you to some of the wildest remote places of the UK, and I love that you can just meet some incredible people there. So I encourage everyone to try it even just one time, and definitely donate to the MBA as well.
Phoebe, nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.